Hello everybody, this is Celesta Matthews and today we are going to see a web page wherein we have three applications, that's the quiz competition, moving the car and the library books. Okay, so we'll see the quiz competition first. Now over here they're asking us to enter our name, so I'll simply enter my name and I will start the test. Now you can see that we have a couple of questions over here. So first I'll select some of the questions, any random answer I'll give it, and then I'll say completed. So you can see over here that I got the result over here as 80, that's my score, and below you have that I got B in the quiz. Okay, so I'll move back to the next application, that's the moving car. In the moving car, you can see that I have a car over here. I will start the car and you can see that it starts moving. Now, whenever I click on the stop button, it stops. And whenever I click on the reset button, it goes back to the original place. The third application is my library books. Now here I have three, applications over here. Click the button to display the book which are available. Click the button to display the books which were published after 1980 and before 1980. So I'll say before 1980, so I have these two books. So similarly, you can develop many more applications. I'll show you the code. Here. Now, this is our main page. In this, first of all, you have some CSS over here. We'll skip that and we'll move to the HTML part. In the HTML part, I just have a table, and inside that, inside TD, I have an anchor tag. Now, for the first part, that is the quiz competition, it will direct me to the page main.html. For the second, it will direct me to car.html, and for the third, it will direct me to library.html. Okay, so now in the main page you can see that I had three different colors for the tables, right, for the rows. So how did I do that? I said tr, that is my row, and colon nth child, and inside the bracket I said odd, and I gave it a different color, and for even I gave it a different color. So that can be done. The other part, that's the CSS, it is quite normal. Now I'll move on to the first application, that is quiz, and we'll jump on to main.html. Now if you remember, in main.html I had a page wherein they asked me for my name and then I had to start the test. So this is the code for that page. Now over here I have the heading called quiz application. I have asked the user to enter the name, and I have asked the user to click the button to start the test. Now for the name, I have created a text box, given it a placeholder and given it an ID name. After that I have for this particular button I have given it an anchor tag, and I have, if you press this button, you will be directed to quiz.html. Okay, so now we'll see the main page, that is the quiz.html. Over here, just a minute. Here is your HTML part. Now inside over here I have written that the test has started. Okay, now one more thing. Inside the body part there is a function called onLoad, set timer, calculates code. So this is for the timer thing. Now inside the center tag you have test has started, and after that I have a form, and then what I did is I have the first question written over here inside the h4 tag, and then I have 4 radio buttons. Okay, and the first radio button you can see over here is checked. Fine. Now in the second part, similarly I have the second question and I have the options for it. Okay, so you can put how many ever questions you want. After that, it is set inside the center tag, input type is equal to button on click. Whenever you click that button to submit your answers, this particular function will be called, that is your calculate score function. Okay, now here is my calculate score function. Now inside this I have said that first I have declared a variable called score and I have initialized it to 0. After that I have a variable d, and for that I have said query.documentSelector. Now inside quotes I have said input name is equal to q1. Okay, that is the question 1, first question, and colon check. Now this dot value, this particular thing, it will return me whatever answer that is checked for the first question. Okay, so after that I have said if my answer is equal to 4, then what I do is I increase the score by 20. Similarly, I've done the whole thing for the second and third and so on for all the questions. Okay, after that what I have done is I've checked that if you got a score equal to 100, then what you have to do, inside the element which has the ID as R, I have to display this particular value. You got A on the quiz, otherwise if it's greater than 80 then B, and similarly I have done. Now I'll show you what is this element with ID R. Okay, here after the quiz has ended, we have created inside the center tag we have this h3 tag wherein it says result, and inside over here you have a span and span close. Now this ID for span is result and the ID for grade is R. Okay, so this was about the quiz. Now we will talk about the car. Inside car what has to be done is first we'll move to the HTML part. Okay, we have the script part over here. Yeah, so inside this is the HTML part. Okay, for the HTML part, the first thing that I have done is inside the image tag, I have placed the image of that particular car. So I have given source is equal to car.png, I have set a width and I have set a height. Okay, after that I have created 3 buttons for start, stop and reset. Inside the start, whenever this button is clicked, I say on click and I call the function test. For stop, I call the stop function. For reset, I call the reset function. Okay, now after that, here for the function test, it says test is equal to set interval. I call the function start from here and I pass a value, another value, that is 30 to it. Okay, that means that the interval is set to 30. Now after that, when I call this particular start function, it says that the image that I had put dot style dot left is equal to parse int, and inside that I pass this value. Now what does this mean? This value is converted into an integer now, and I add 2 to it and I add another pixel to it so that I can get the next value which is to be moved. Okay, so similarly that keeps on repeating, and after that I have the function called stop over here. Inside the stop function I have given clear interval and I have given the timer. You can see that I have created a timer over here and I am clearing that particular timer. Now for reset function, what did I do? I say image.style.left is equal to 0 pixel. That means it will come back to its original position. Now we will see the third part, that is the library management. Inside the library management, again you can see that I have the library function. Yes, so now you can see that I have 3 functions over here: display, try, after and before. Now inside the display function I have document.write. and I will write the book title, and I have the author name over here. After that, I have this loop over here wherein I will be printing the values that I have. Now this book 1 at I, this means that it is an array and I am traversing through the array. So we'll see what all values that we have in the book array. In the first book 1 at 1, we have this database system and we have author and we have the year when it was published. Similarly, we have 4 books in our library. After that, we have the after function. Now inside this, I write that which books were published after 1980s. Okay, so when I traverse through this array, I have to check that book at I dot publication is greater than 1980. So if it is greater than 1980, then just print the book title. Okay, or else you increment the value. Similarly, inside the book before 1980, I have to check which publications are less than 1980 and I'll be printing those records. Now we have the HTML part over here. Inside this, I have provided 3 options to the users. The first one is click the button to display the books that are available. Whenever that button is clicked, it will call the function display. And the second one is to click the button to display the books which were published after 1980. This will call the function after, and if the user chooses to click the books which find the books which were before 1980, the before function will be called. I hope you understood it. Thank you.